is your primary source of transportation, you think of a car at first, but have you ever considered trying a bike? This seems really unrealistic for many small towns in Horry County since they have narrow roads and offer no shoulder. If we develop bike paths, this could become a safer and more realistic option. And even if that does not interest you, bike paths benefit people that do not use them. Therefore, I believe that we should promote the construction of bike paths in Horry County. Today I'll be talking about how bike paths make better communities, how it benefits college students, the economic benefits, and how they benefit people who have no intention of ever getting on a bike. Many people ask, how does it actually make a community better and actually helps boost the economy? When you're riding a bike, you're more likely to stop local to get something to eat or shop than to go out of your way. This can help the business for local businesses and small businesses such as those in Horry County. This can also help provide a sense of community in a town because when you have a bike path, you're more likely to have a more face-to-face interaction on a daily basis. This can help bring you closer to the people you live around. There are many benefits for college students for riding a bike, and a way to do that is to provide them with that bike path. Active transportation such as walking or bicycling is a good financial choice for college students. And in the article, To Your Health, Riding a Bike in College, written in 2019, it discusses the health benefits. It provides an easy way for students to stay in shape, and in the article it quotes, new U.S. bicycle commuters lose on average 13 pounds in their first year of riding, as a good antidote for the freshman 15. While being in college, most people do gain weight, and this is a good way to keep it healthy and reasonable. Riding a bike also gives the cardiovascular system workout and engages the core, and it doesn't just work out the legs like most people are led to believe. And college students can put themselves ahead of the curve when it comes to reducing the risk of diabetes, obesity, and some cancers, as stated in this article. This can also help reduce stress and sharpen the mind, which is something we all deal with. Stress just comes with being a college student. Replacing a driving commute with a bicycling commute can make a good financial, time, and health sense for college students. There are also many economic benefits such as increased jobs, spending, tourism, and a decrease in accidents due to the increased bike safety. And these are just the beginning. This can help reduce the cost of parking lots, parking garages, and help reduce traveling costs so bikers can spend that money at local businesses. Many people in Horry County don't use bikes as transportation. If we want that to increase, we need to improve the bicycle infrastructure to make it safer. In the article, The Economic Benefits of Bicycling Infrastructure, written in 2018, it explains how North Carolina Outer Banks generated $60 million in bike tourism. That helps boost the economy, and I believe since we're not that far away from that and we already get money from tourism, we can add that bike tourism to help benefit our economy even more. And if nothing I've talked about has interested you, that's fine, but this also helps benefit you as well. When you're driving a car, you feel a sense of safety, and when you're a biker, you feel sort of uneasy and unsafe. A way to put this into perspective is that drivers are walkers. Drivers and walkers may also be bicyclists, and bicyclists can be walkers and drivers. There is a solution to this, and this helps put everything into perspective, that you can provide a safe space for each group, such as the bike lane, the driving lane, and the walking path. Bike paths mean safer streets for everyone, not just the bicyclists. And in the article, 10 Ways Bicycle-Friendly Streets Are Good for People Who Don't Ride Bikes, written in 2017, it quotes, it reduces the frequency of crashes, it calms traffic, which makes streets less chaotic and safer for everybody. And a way this has been shown is in New York City, a place where bike paths are used on a day-to-day basis. Injuries for motorists, pedestrians, and bicyclists have declined by 20% on streets with protected bike paths. And there are also two sides to this. People believe money can better be spent elsewhere, such as construction to improve the roads, and just simply educating the people on the safety of it instead of having to build them. And in the article, Bike Paths, Good, Bad, or Ugly, written in 2019, it quotes, I can only think of them as death traps. This is referring to an incident where a woman was doored while riding a bike. A door was open in front of her from a parallel parker, and she swerved and got hit by a bus and sadly died. This is a horrific incident, to say the least, and I do see where bike paths can be unsafe with the streets that have parallel parking. But down south, we don't offer many parallel parking, so I believe we can make the bike paths that we create a lot safer by reducing that risk. And many people believe that they shouldn't have to educate everybody on how to do it, but I believe if it's necessary, we must educate them on the safety precautions that they should take. If we build bike paths to where they become a safe option, the pros definitely do outweigh the cons. The estimated cost, there is a attached map. This is the infrastructure and funding. And in South Carolina, they're in the 0 to 10 percentile, which is very low. We don't have much funding for it. The estimated cost for bike lanes is approximately $5,000 to $50,000, depending on the condition of the pavement, removing and repainting the lines, and adjusting traffic lights so everyone's safe. In the city of North Myrtle Beach, I believe they repave the roads every couple years, and they add sort of a shoulder. So I believe while they're repaving the roads, they might as well go ahead and add that bike path, starting in North Myrtle Beach since they do it so often, and see how that benefits the economy. And many people believe and have thought about the paying for this. It's probably something that's been on your mind. And on bikeleague.org, there's a document titled State Revenue Sources That Fund Bicycle Projects. A way to start funding for this would be through development impact fees, and these are one-time charges for developers for financing new infrastructure, construction, and operations. They help fund necessary transportation improvements, and a bike path, I believe, would be a growth to make transportation options wider and a safer variety in South Carolina. And actually, South Carolina has passed the impact fee enabling that can be used for roads, which can lead to the development of bike paths. If they build them, I believe that they will come. And in the article 5 Benefits of Protected Bike Paths, written in 2016, it stated that the average change of ridership when the new facilities were built was a 75% increase during the first year. And this would be helpful in Horry County, showing the benefits of the bike paths. I believe that we should sign a petition that goes to Horry County Council to get appropriate funding set in place to start the planning and development for the bike paths in Horry County. Overall, I feel as if bike paths can do nothing but benefit Horry County and help us develop into a multi-transportation community. If you believe so, I would encourage you to sign a petition and help voice how important bike paths can be for our community and how it can help Horry County grow. Today I've explained how bike paths make better communities, how it benefits college students, the economic benefits, and how they benefit people who have no intention of ever getting on a bike. Have you reconsidered your transportation options? And a couple questions that have been frequently asked. One of them, if I had to convince my friends and family to support this, what should I tell them? I would say that when you're talking about bike paths, you can add that everyone in the family will become safer. Whether they're a teenager, whether they're a child, they can walk on the sidewalks, and if you're a teenager, you can ride on the bike paths, and when you start driving, it can help make sure everyone's safer while on the roads and safer getting from point A to point B. Another question is, are there any other viable alternatives for your solution? If so, why did you select this one over them? There is another solution, such as adding a shoulder to the roads, but I feel as if I chose the bike path solution since it would be, you're already adding that little bit of shoulder, so you might as well add just a little bit more for just a little bit more cost to add that more viable transportation source instead of just pulling over in the road.